Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to address today this keynote speech and to be present at this opening session in this important co-summit. So you asked me to give our vision at Atos of the fantastic evolution that our industry is experiencing. And I will say fantastic because I believe I'm working, you didn't mention it, but I'm working in the IT industry for more than 30 years in many aspects. Hardware company, telecommunication, devices, including Cécile Dubarry in the government when I was the Minister of Finance, Economy and Industry and Telecommunication. And now at Atos. But to tell the truth, I really think that we never experienced such change, which is absolutely fascinating, especially these days where we are reinventing a little bit Europe. So I would like to tell you a few things about the way we see at Atos the evolution of the future. Of course, we are involved in many topics. We have a very close cooperation together with IT and Artemis in, of course, context-aware computing, in the Internet of Things, and of course the alliance, as you mentioned it, with our partner Siemens. We invest 100 million in R&D together with Siemens, mainly in software, and of course this is absolutely crucial for what we will discuss today. So I want to present to you first what we believe at Atos will be the four major IT trends reshaping the so-called, quote-unquote, second IT revolution. And I would like also to have a specific focus on new social collaboration tools that we are developing now in Atos. And I believe this is a very important thing to enhance productivity, but also the way to work together in our companies, but also outside. So on this slide, you will see, I mean, the four trends with on the top, of course, the new usage and applications, mainly in mobility and Internet of Things, with, of course, more interaction from anywhere and at any time. And in the social network environment, more roles for everyone at the center of its own community. And that's, of course, the change of many things, including in our way to manage organizations. And of course, at the bottom, you see the new technology enablers with big data, more understanding and knowing of our reality, and the cloud computing with more power on demand for computing. This slide is how we represent the way we serve our customer in our industry. And by the way, I think it's important to mention that we have extremely strong and powerful IT services company in Europe. Probably it's a hazard, but I even noticed that when you look at the three major players worldwide, which are Accenture, Capgemini, and us, the three chairman and CEO are French. Probably it's a hazard, but I mention it because at the end, it is true that it is in France that over the past 30 years, we started, 40 years even, the IT services industry. And we have this understanding and know-how pretty embedded in our way to deliver services globally, not only for French companies, but of course globally. And the three players that I have mentioned are, of course, very important global players. So we serve in the three layers of our services. IT to support internal operation, which is in blue, and that's what we call foundation IT, classical IT. That's IT for me. That's what our customers say. Then you have in green the IT to support core businesses, with specific application. And of course, now we have more and more cloud and virtualization. And I will speak a lot of virtualization this morning because I believe that virtualization will be an extremely important topics, which will reshape our industry. And then now, of course, IT to support communities in yellow with big data, with social IT, which will create a lot of new applications, and of course, which is definitely a new frontier for us, but also for our customers, the way they will deal with their own community or with the community of their customers. On this slide, we have put some of the applications that we developed, but I will comment it later, so I don't want to move now on this one to tell you how we see the world tomorrow in 2014. So we believe that we will have more than 2 billion smartphones and tablets connected in 2014. We will have over 1 billion users of social networks in private and of course an increasing participation in ESN, which will reduce finally the need for mail, and I will come back on this. I believe that this is a very big challenge to enhance productivity and efficiency within our organization to use ESN, enterprise social network, to work differently. I'm very surprised, by the way, that the fact that in our companies, we hire, next year we will hire 10,000 engineers, and most of them are below 30. When they join our company, they never worked with Outlook, never. So using any kind of new tool, of tools, and we give them a tool that they believe is a little bit inappropriate. So we really have to, we decided that we had to tackle this issue and to propose new way of working together, and I will come back on this in a few minutes. Coming back on our view in 2014, of course, Internet of Things will gradually invade our context, and the key is here is definitely the IPv6 availability, which is extremely important. And context-aware computing using this standard will help us to connect screen, object, and of course, everything being more and more supported on the cloud way. We position ourselves at Ethos to be a global leader in this transformation, and of course, thanks to our cooperation with IT Artemis, we have many topics when we work together in context-aware computing and Internet of Things. As I mentioned, we believe that we are a pioneer in ESN, and especially through our Zero Mail initiative, and with our new enterprise social network, Blue Kiwi, and I will come back in a few minutes. We are extremely involved in connected car. That's absolutely, that's a very important project with many car manufacturers. We have here mentioned Renault, but it's not the only one. And of course, Atos is driving many cooperation with many universities, and just mention here that we have launched a challenge. We wanted to call it the IT Olympics, but since we are very much involved with the Olympics, we didn't want to use this quote-unquote brand, and we call it the IT Challenge, where we propose to all European universities for students in master to compete, to propose projects, and then of course we have a scientific jury testing, and then selecting will be the next. The subject that we have decided will be the one for next year is connected car, and you will be amazed to see the imagination of these students. That's fantastic, and what they could propose. So the key challenge for the future in our vision is first virtualization and embedded software monitored in cloud. Secondly, security, of course, for embedded software. Third, electromobility. Four, energy for long-lived objects, which is a very important topic. And fifth, the economy of smart mobility. Let's pick on the first challenge immediately, which is the virtualization and embedded software. I think we don't realize yet the change that we are facing. Everything will be virtualized in a few years from now. Everything will be virtualized, including routers, including networks. Everything will be virtualized. And we don't realize yet the change of paradigm that this will imply. By the way, it will imply that, of course, we will need more and more cloud availability and huge data center allowing to support and to port this. We will need more and more networks, high-speed networks, high-quality networks. And I'm personally very concerned by the fact that the regulation that we have put in place in Europe and in France, by the way, doesn't tackle at all this issue. Yes, I believe, as a former chairman of France Telecom, that we have much too many operators in Europe, much too many operators, telco operators in Europe. Yes, I believe that we need now, it's time to change the regulation, to have a regulation appropriate to this challenge. We are in advance in Europe for the last revolution. We are not yet. We need to change our regulation and to force telco operators to invest heavily, probably 2,000 billion euros over the next 10 years will be mandatory to have the network, the quality of network that we need, if we believe that this will happen. And I think we are far from it now. So that's a challenge. And for us, anyway, we see this pushing very hard. And the new applications are without limit. Context-aware computing requires real-time operation, which have to be processed, of course, and will be processed in cloud. As I mentioned, all embedded software will be virtualized in the cloud, and Internet of Things will make every user a producer of data, generating both ways the big data challenge. Again, the network will be crucial, and nobody is taking care of it yet. And of course, improving user experience require real-time analytics to support the decision, and we know that here this is also a new area of developing expertise. Security will be an extremely important topic in this arena, extremely important topics. We have solutions, but we know that this is a never-ending fight. We are working heavily. We need also here to be pushed by regulation to have the right level of securization. Of course, this includes a mix of encryption, biometrics, PKI, and we know that here, in terms of access management, identity management, this will be an extremely important topics which will make the difference. And I think Europe will have a big role to play here. We have put this example of electromobility because I really think that this will change the industry. And we work a lot on electromobility with the adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles for passenger transportation. We change again the way to exchange information here. We work a lot with many car manufacturers, and I'm always very surprised to see how it pushes innovation. The electric vehicle need to be connected cars. Personally, I am a big fan, by the way, of for the one who saw these strange cars in Paris, the Autolib. I'm a user, personally, and I'm amazed of everything it can generate. We believe that here, context-aware computing will be absolutely crucial to find also available electric recharge, any kind of information that you need while driving. This will change also the way that insurance may see their roles. Many things will be changed here, and that's also a very important topic. The first one will be energy for long-lived objects. We know that this is an issue. We know that this will push the industry to propose tools, tablets, smartphones, the Internet of Objects will need to have the energy which is necessary to use these applications. Months for sensors, days for smartphones, and we see that here we will push innovation, including, by the way, with embedded software design, which is now a question to become more and more frugal in operation for energy reasons. And as I mentioned, communication bandwidth will be a key issue. So, on one hand, communication bandwidth, availability, security of network. On the other hand, energy. So you see that here, the evolution, the IT revolution, will drive a lot of innovation in our own ecosystem at large. But again, we need to be prepared. But again, we need to have the right regulation to do it. Finally, I put this slide here in the economy of smart mobility. User and object are both consumer and producer of data, both ways. Data generated by applications are of great value if we can use it for business partners or I mentioned here insurance, but you can find many ways to use it. And of course, the platform vendors will support both user experience generated data, business partner using these data, and of course, this is here again a new ecosystem with potentially new growth for our company. So finally, as promised, I would like to say one word on enterprise social network, which is, I believe, a very important topic that we will see more and more developing itself within our own organization. As I mentioned earlier, we launched this initiative, by the way, at Atos 2 years ago, and I was pretty shocked when I launched an internal survey, just to see for all our engineers. We are 85,000. We have 85,000 engineers in Atos worldwide, and I tried to understand how they were working, how they were using the tools that we give them to work together. And we made a detailed survey, and we realized that they were spending probably 16 hours per week, in average, just to check internal emails, just to check it. 16 hours per week. When you ask them, do you work? Do you have the feeling to work when you do this? Yes, I know. I'm not productive. But I need to know if I don't miss something. And by the way, pretty often, my management is measuring myself on my ability to react quickly. So I have to do it. How many of these emails are important to you? 12%, 15% maximum. But I need to read everything. I'm not in a position to miss something. Do you feel appropriate the way you are informed? No, because this is last in, first read. So, no, it's not appropriate at all. But I need to read everything to make sure that I don't miss something. Do you work at your office or at home? Mainly at home, because in my office I need to work. So this means that you add 16 hours on top of what you do at work. Yes, probably, that's what I'm doing. When do you do this? 2-3 hours per night, after dinner, and definitely my Saturday. So that's basically, at least maybe Atos is an exception, so I don't want to generalize. Huh? Maybe you recognize yourself here in my description. But this is what they told us. I always took risk in my life, always. When I was in France Télécom, I launched the plan Haut débit pour tous. You remember this, Cécile? Plan Haut débit pour tous. It was in 2002. I was seen as being crazy. We used ADSL network all over France to cover 98% of the French population. And by the way, it helps a lot the competition, and it was good. It created a momentum, but it was in ADSL, it was not in other networks. Today, when I was in the government, I had the crazy idea to decide to reduce the debt. It was totally crazy. But I did it. I thought it was my duty as a Minister of Finance to start to reduce the debt of France. And we reduced the debt, by the way, by 3% of GDP, which was the first and last time over 30 years. I'm at Atos now. I decided that we will be, by 2013, the first, quote-unquote, zero internal mail company worldwide. We decided to launch this initiative, which has created some momentum, interrogation. That's a 3-year project. I launched it early February 2011. First year, we decided to make in-depth analysis, how we're using this tool. Second year, and to develop a practice, consulting practice, to have the right KPI. Second year, to decide what will be the technology or the technologies that we will use. Not again to eradicate all internal emails, we will continue to use it, but to have the appropriate tools now to design specific purpose, task. In real estate, what is the keyword when you speak real estate? There is one word, what is it? That's one word to evaluate if you are good in real estate. What is it? Location. Location, location. In enterprise social network, there is one word, which is key. What is it? Purpose, purpose, purpose. If you don't have a purpose, forget enterprise social network. If you have a purpose, then you need to use the appropriate tool for this purpose. And yes, that's a big change in management, but at the end, this is what we are doing. A company like Atos is a company trying to understand the technology, appropriate the technology, create productivity, and propose it to its customer. That's my job. Yes, it's risky, but that's my job. So we have decided in the second year what will be the technology or the technologies that we will use. And the third year, starting next year, we will roll out all over the company. We are now at the end of the second year. We have the technology. I will speak in a few minutes on it. We have defined the full set of technology. We have created a fantastic team of, by the way, young, we call it zero mail ambassadors, globally, all below 30, worldwide, starting to explain how to use these technologies for specific purposes. And now we will roll out in 2013. So the zero mail strategy that we have developed, by the way, we have trademarked it. That's the zero mail trademark. It's a concept. At the end, again, we'll continue, of course, to have emails for outside communication, which is great. I will continue to express myself to all my colleagues and employees by emails, because this has a legal aspect that I want to keep. But when we discuss a contract, a commercial proposal, when we work for a customer, when we elaborate a solution, we have the tools. We don't need to use an email. And you all know that we have these tools already. The only thing is that we have packaged all these technologies in our Blue Kiwi offer to start again to create more productivity, to enhance collaborative tools, to enhance knowledge within our organization, and to reduce also non-useful time for our people. By the way, it's interesting that I manage our organization with many transversal programs, which is important when you run a global company present in more than 50 countries. And this program, Zero Mail program, ambition, is part of our well-being at work initiative, because we developed it to enhance the ability to work better, to have better working conditions for our people. So that's basically what I wanted to discuss here. And of course, as I mentioned just now, this is not about technology. This will be about change of behavior. Look at the young generation. Look at the young engineers that you hire. They're not like me, or like, I should say, us, many of us. They think differently. They work differently. They are at the center of their own environment. We need to understand what it means in terms of management. We need to understand what it means in terms of tools. We need to understand what this means in terms of relation, of expertise, of interest, of collective intelligence. So after many investigations, we decided to buy Blue Kiwi, which was the leader in Europe, the leader enterprise social network in Europe. Sorry for the advertising, but that's an extremely interesting product, extremely interesting enterprise social network, fully supported on our cloud initiative. So you can develop it like this. Canopy is our initiative. Canopy is our company that we have created together with EMC and VMware, with Atos running the company and owning the company 75%. A worldwide cloud initiative, and Blue Kiwi is one of the software that we propose on the shelf to our customers. So that's something, again, if you are interested, we'll be very happy to demonstrate. The business gain in social media is absolutely critical, as I said, both in terms of productivity and of course in terms of comfort and of way of working together. And that's really, I think, a very important step forward. We are not evangelists here. And I'm very careful that we will not propose only one technology. At the end, we're working for our customers. So we maintain a very large practice now that we have developed in Atos, understanding everything that you have on the market, from Jive to Blue Kiwi, from everything. So we have this practice. We have also pilots. For example, we have 5,000 people working on Jive, which is a competitor of us. We were the first buyer of a Jive license. But that's very important that we maintain this practice. Of course, we have our own product. We develop it for us. But I'm careful that, in this arena, since I'm so keen on purpose, it's our duty to maintain a very strong visibility on what you have in the market, how we could aggregate it, and propose to our customer for different tasks that they may have internally. By the way, this creates a fantastic momentum in-house. People are very proud to work on this live experiment. And again, I think that's what is an IT company about, or what it should be. So the benefits, of course, is working together more efficiently. It's important to find experts. It's important to stay ahead of the game. And you have here the roadmap that I mentioned earlier. So early February, I launched this initiative. It has created an unbelievable attraction on the web, unbelievable. Millions hit saying, is it possible? Is it not possible? Finally it's come. They will never be able to do it. Discussion, a lot of discussion. It means that, yes, I believe that we have addressed an issue. There is a problem. There is something that we need to find. We don't have we don't believe that we will find the solution. We are just moving in this new environment and trying to find our own way. And as I mentioned, starting January, everyone in Atos will use our Blue Kiwi screen. You have on the screen your own communities. We are monitoring for all our colleagues their own community. We're checking with whom they are working, analyzing the emails, so we can already program in advance, design the community of everyone just by checking, without looking at what is inside, of course, but checking the relation they have. So we can create already the basic communities for all our our people. And then, of course, on many purposes, you have on the screen your activity within your own communities, 3, 4, 5 communities maximum. You know exactly what happened during the night. You have the flight, the flag lightning, you have instant messaging. You have many things which will help you to work on real time within your own community. But of course, you can keep the remote access. So you will be, I will be happy again to have a demonstration here. This will start January 1st, all year 2013, to move progressively everyone into this, this ambition. So that's basically just an example of what I wanted to give you, just to tell you that yes, I believe that we have so many new exciting applications today in our industry. That's absolutely fascinating. And by the way, I am absolutely convinced that this is, in this uncertain time, this is a way to create new frontiers for our companies, for the customer of our customers, and for our new generation. Thank you.